So remember how this works? So first to both, second to both. Right, so we'll take that 7x. And we'll go to both of the other two, huh? And what's the rule when you multiply? Out front numbers multiply, powers add, right? Yeah. Out front numbers multiply, powers add. So like I said, we'll do this backwards in the next chapter, chapter 6. Week after next is short, maybe we can start with the next week. Out front numbers multiply, powers add. Give you a okay. So as we multiply, the rule is again out front numbers multiply, powers add, right? So let me write that again. So out front numbers multiply, powers add. So out front numbers multiply, powers add. So here we go. 7x times 3x is 21x squared. Because remember the x's really have invisible 1 powers, don't they? So that's the first of 4 multiplications, right? So 7x times 3x, the front one times the front one. 7 times 3 is 21, and the invisible 1 and 1 make 2. So, if there's no power showing, it's always 1. So plus, and then the 7x goes to the 1. 7x times 1 is just 7x. He's done. We're halfway there. Is that good so far? So what I did, let me slow it down. I just took that 7x, and I went there, and then I went there. I just went to both of those. And so 2 multiplications, and the way the multiplication works is out front numbers multiply, powers add. So that's half the story. Now let's do the back half of the story. Now the minus 11 will go there and there. Right? Hits both those. And what happens? Minus 33x. That minus goes with the 11. Huh? That's his baby, so to speak, wherever he's going to go, right? That minus is on the 11, going to travel with him wherever he may go. Right? That's his. So minus 11 times 3x is minus 33x. Minus 11 times 1?
Minus 11.
Minus 11. And now we're going to combine like terms, but let me pause for a second. Everybody see what's happened so far? They basically took turns, huh? It's like the first to both, second to both. Is what happened. Right, good? It's kind of like, after a baseball game or a soccer game when they line up and they go by and everybody slaps high fives to everybody, right? So it's like that. So this one went to both, he slapped high five to both, and then he went to both. That's what's happening. Yeah, that works, huh? I watch a lot of soccer games and baseball games with my kids. The game always ends and they all go by. The cool kids, they always do the bump, Anyway, they're 15 years old now. They're too cool for anything else. All right, so good on all that so far. So everybody slaps everybody, right? So now the multiplying is over, right? The parentheses are gone. Multiplying's over. I go in a different mode now. I go into adding, subtracting mode, huh? So now we're in adding, subtracting. So it's totally different. No more parentheses, no more multiplying, no more multiplying numbers. This is for multiplying. We multiply and add powers and stuff. Now I'm in adding mode, and what's different in adding mode? Yeah, only like terms, and you don't mess with powers. Right? 2 things. Only like terms, and you don't mess with powers when you're in adding, subtracting mode. So only those middle 2, huh? And I'm not going to do anything with powers. So it's 21x squared plus 7x minus 30. Was it? It's 26? I think I saw 26 on most of your papers.
Minus 26.
And then the minus 11. We're done.
Minus 11, yes.
Good. Not bad. You remember? It's all coming back from 5 days ago. Questions? All right. Number 16. So here we just have the one item. going through all three. So try that. You're going to multiply, which means out front numbers multiply, powers add. So that minus 3x is going to go to all three, right? Boom, boom, and boom. All three. So here we go. So minus 3x times x squared. Now what happens when things multiply? Out front numbers multiply. And what do powers do?
Yeah.
Powers add, right? Out front numbers multiply, powers add. So what power is on, if you have just like a plain x, like this one in the front here, what power is really on him? Invisible 1, huh? Let's make it visible. So minus 3x to the third. Good so far, because that 1 and 2 added, didn't it? To make 3, those powers add. Out front numbers multiply, powers add. And then now we go to the middle guy. Minus 3x times 4x. They both have invisible 1 powers, don't they? So minus 12x squared. Good. And then minus 3x times minus 7. Minus times minus? Plus 21x. And we're done. None of those will add or subtract because they're not like terms, huh? They're all different powers, so we're just done right there. Good. Easy. Questions on that one? So this is the biggest one we've had. 3 terms on 3 terms. So it's like the 2 baseball teams going by each other after the game. I don't know why the Dodgers and the Red Sox didn't do that after the final game of the World Series. Just go by and give each other high fives. The Red Sox went out and celebrated, and the Dodgers went back and cried. So there was no going by and giving each other high fives. Just to their own team. They're taught this goodwill when they're young. When they get older, they don't do that, huh? All right. Anyway. Sorry,
different when you're getting paid to do it.
That's a little different, huh? Yeah. So anyway, so all 3 with all 3, right? That's the idea. The first to all 3, second to all 3. So everybody gives everybody else a high five, so to speak. A multiplication. All right. So here we go. So again, it's the everybody gives everybody high fives kind of thing. So the x squared is going to go to all 3, right down the line, right? Slap, 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 right down the line. And as they go, what happens with each slap? Out front numbers multiply, powers on the x's add. Right? Out front numbers multiply, powers on the x's add. So x squared times 3x squared, that's 3x to the 4th. Powers on the x's add. And now he goes to the middle. He's going to slap a high five to the middle. So that'd be minus 3x. This has an invisible 1, so it'd be 3rd power. And then he goes to the back guy. That's just going to be minus 8x squared. He's done. He went to all 3. Okay, next, I'm going to take this 8x, and he's going to go to all 3. Here we go. So the middle guy goes to the first one. Out front numbers multiply. 3 times 8? 24. And the invisible 1 and 2 powers add to be 3. And 8x times minus 3x is minus 24. X squared, the invisible 1 powers add there. And 8x times minus 8?
64x.
Minus 64x, right, because it was a minus 8 and a plus 8 made minus 64. Oh, x, yeah. Just x. And he's done. Am I going too quick? It's okay so far? I'm going to run out of room, aren't I? And then lastly, the minus 6 is going to go boom, boom, boom. He's going to have his turn. He's going to slap high fives with all 3. So minus 6 times 3x squared. Minus 18x squared. Minus 6 times the middle guy. 2 negatives there, huh? 2 negatives, positive 18x. And last, minus 6 times minus 8 plus 48. 2 negatives make positive. All right, so now the multiplying's over. The parentheses are gone. So now we just combine like terms, don't we? We go into adding, subtracting mode now. We change modes. We're adding, subtracting, which means we're only doing like terms, and we're not messing with powers. That's what changes when we go into adding, subtracting, right? So let me go bigger here. for adding, subtracting, only like terms, no powers. Don't do anything with powers. Only like terms and don't do anything with powers. So I'll just start with the highest power, which is x to the fourth. Is there any other term that has x to the fourth?
No.
No. So he's in a class by himself. I just underline him. You could circle them, cross them off. Just make sure you don't forget anybody. Next comes the x to the third. So minus 3 and plus 24. What's that? Plus 21 x cubed. I don't change the powers at all. Y'all tracking with me? What's happening there? So minus 3 plus 24 is plus 21. X to the third. Good. And then next, so I'm just going from high, by the way, I'm just going from highest power to lowest, right? I'm just starting at fourth power, got it handled, third power, second power. You don't have to, but just to keep things organized might be easy. So now it's minus 8x squared, minus 24. So minus 32 x squared. So I'm just combining the numbers in the front, aren't I? I'm just adding, subtracting numbers in the front. I'm not messing with powers at all. And now, what do we get? Oh, I forgot the minus 18. Oh, so is that minus 50? Yeah, I forgot. I forgot that one up there. Yeah, that guy too. Minus 50x squared. All right, next. We good so far? Okay, so now minus 64x plus 18x.
Minus 46x.
What is it? 46?
Minus 46.
Thank you. Just use your calculator.
Plus.
Or ask Manuel. All right, minus 46x. And finally, plus 48 is just by himself.
Yeah, that's fine. I do it like this. I go like the next.
Oh, line them up vertically? Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, you can line them up vertically. It's kind of nice.
And I go one, and then the next, and the other.
Yeah. Let me show. So that's the answer. We good there? Let me show what Manuel's saying. I like his idea. Let me show that. It's a good idea. So here's what he means. So you got the way I did it, which is, it's a little bit hard to see some of that stuff. So here's what he means. I know some other people do this too. It's a good idea. And that is like this, just to basically stagger them. So this is what Manuel's saying. He's saying, I got that already. So he's saying, he comes in here, and when he does that, so there's the first one, right? That's the x squared. And then the next one, he instead of writing them all but by the side, he just staggers it one. So this times this will be plus 24 x cubed. So that lines up x cubed right over x cubed. It's kind of nice. And then the next one, minus 24x squared. That's this times this.
Yes.
And then this times this would be minus 64x. Yeah, see how that keeps everything lined up? Like x cubes over x cubed, x squareds over x squared. Everybody has their own column, kind of. Just by staggering it one spot like that. And then the third one, the minus 6. Now do him. Now again, start him over one spot. Minus 18x squared plus 18x. And then the 48. Yeah, so then when you combine things, you just go straight up and down. 3x to the fourth. These guys make plus 21x cubed.
Minus 50.
Yeah, and then these, you don't tend to forget them like I did. They're all just lined up. Like that. And then these, whatever that was, 46?
Minus 46.
And so, yeah, that's a little nicer. You can do it that way, especially for these big ugly ones that have so much to them. Kind of line it up vertically. See that? Same powers above same powers. Just keeps it kind of organized a little nicer. Good, thanks. They show you that over the tutoring centers? You just figure that out on your own?
I remember how I did it in the school.
Right.
In high school.
Yeah, just a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Mine was 85.
That'd be not cool. Come on. Just 30 years.
Just 30 years? Is that all it is? And I didn't go to any of them. Anyway, all right. So here we go. So let's. What's that?
I wasn't invited.
Weren't invited.
Cool, I didn't want to go anyway.
All right. Let me write that one a little bit bigger for you. X plus
Someday
1/3.
Julia would be all included looking like me. Good looking, yeah, right.
Let's try that one.
Hey.
All right, fractions. It just. All right, let's try it out. So this x goes to both those two, right? They're still slapping the high fives thing. So the first one gives the two high fives. So x squared minus 2/3 x. He's done. So far, so good. Now, this guy goes to both, right? First to both, second to both. Now, if we're going to do the Manuel method here, try blowing on it. There you go. The Manuel method. Then we're going to bring it down starting over one thing. So I'll put in the plus 1/3 x minus 2/9. See how that lines up x term over x term? Right, he does the second one thing over. That is kind of nice. That tells you right away what the like terms are. What will combine with what. But is everybody okay with those four things first off? So everybody see how I got those? Everybody okay with these bottom two? I just took 1/3 times x, that one's good. But then 1/3 times minus 2, they're multiplying, right? 1 times 2 on the top is 2. 3 times 3 on the bottom is 9. I just multiply top to top, bottom to bottom. So far, so good? All right, now, how do we combine like terms? We just go straight up and down using this method Manuel was mentioning. And then these two, they're like terms. Now, remember, what are like terms? Same letter pattern. They're both just regular x. So that means we can combine those two. They're like terms. We're in adding mode now, right? Adding subtracting mode. So minus 2/3 x plus 1/3. What's that going to be?
That would be minus 1/3 x.
Minus 1/3, yeah. Is everybody good with that? Minus 1/3 x. And then bring down the minus 2/9. And that's our answer. Did that make sense?
That's 17? Okay.
Yeah, that was number 17. Are we good there? Is that all making sense? Questions I can answer? Okay, so let's try that one. So, in fact, let me write it a little better. So what is it? It's a plus 3 times a squared minus 6a plus 6. A squared minus 6a plus 6, right? Yeah. All right, we ready? We good? It's getting easier for you? So this one's going to go to all three. So, and what happens is they go out front numbers multiply, powers add, right? Powers add. So this invisible 1 power, so this will be a to the third minus 6a squared plus 6a. He's done. He went to all three. Next, this plus 3 is going to go to all three. But so how do we do it? To keep things lined up, what Manuel was pointing out is you just move it over one line. So I'm going to start right here, right? Plus 3a squared, just over one spot, and that lines up a squared right over a squared. It's nice and easy. So boom, and then boom, minus 18a and plus 18. You can draw a line and then just add straight up and down, add, subtract, straight up and down. It's kind of nice. Yeah, is that good so far? Everybody getting those? Three terms on that. And then just go straight up and down. So straight up and down, this is going to just be, bring it down, a cubed minus 6a squared plus 3a squared. Minus 3a squared. Plus 6a minus 18a. It's minus 12a. And then plus 18. There we go. All right.